so significant when compared with like 29, 28?
I'm not sure if it's because of the cultural significance that society puts on it as well. Like when you're 30 or 40 or 50, you always see birthday cards, that kind of thing, and people expect you to have a party or to feel something about it. But I still do feel something about it, and I feel like maybe even since I was 25, I was imagining what it might be like when I was 30, or even when I was a child, you imagine how your life might be when you're 30.
But is it the same like if you're now 30, you just think about, oh, how does life maybe when you're like 40?
Maybe, yeah. And maybe it's like having these milestones in your life that you kind of think about, which is it's actually a bit stupid really, like kind of thinking about them ages like that. How else do I feel about it? I don't feel too much like I'm getting old. And that's
I feel like getting very old.
You do?
But I'm just 10 years old.
But then I think that now, like kind of when you're 30, then people in their early 20s just think that you are old.
Yeah.
And that's a kind of strange thing as well, thinking about, I guess kind of turning 30 is definitely like,
do you feel we are like
immortality a bit actually? I think, like you think, maybe that's why you always think about the future, because inevitably you think about dying or the death, and I guess there is something a little bit that I think about.
Well, I think 30 is kind of from different perspectives. It's like you start to think about the close, the relatives that is, we need to accept people who go away, pass away, and it's kind of like they are getting more close to you and they will pass away. You know what I mean? You start to feel the death, you start to think about this, and then it's kind of, and also the other dimension is like, it's like discrimination, because when you fill in the application forms, normally there's a categories like 25 to 29 and then 30 to 35, 30 is kind of another stage of something, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And also you think about, I think like as a woman I think, oh, maybe now I have to suddenly decide whether I want to have children, because that seems quite significant.
Yeah.
Because between 30 and 40 is your last opportunity to do that. And that might need some planning. But yeah, definitely also I started to think about my parents, like that I need, maybe now is like the roles start to really switch around and I have to become more responsible for them and think about the years that are precious really that we have together. So I think that's why it feels significant, and maybe also the work that you do, I don't know.
But do you see if there's any big difference or changes, on the work, on the artwork that you're doing? You want to have a new focus, or you start to have your interest focus and you can work harder on that particular subject, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I start to think that I don't feel that the age makes any difference in the focus, but maybe I start to think that I have to take it more seriously or be a bit more ambitious, or otherwise I could easily just make the same work that I already made for another 10 years, and that wouldn't be very good.
So that means you want to have a breakthrough, is it?
Yeah, a little breakthrough. I don't think it has to be a big breakthrough, but like I think it's that hope that things would be constantly changing and fluid and not just staying the same or not just repeating themselves. But I think I prefer being 30 than being 20. I feel happier about that.
Happier?
Yeah.
But I feel more happier when I'm 20 something, I don't feel very happy when I'm 30 something. Because it's kind of, it's like adding more worries to your life, I think.
Yeah.
When you step to 30s, like you have to worry about your financial work, about your future, career, all sort of things. I don't know whether it's the same as yours. Why?
Because I think, like, 36, that seems significant to me as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it seems like once you're over 35, then you're truly going towards 40 and 50, and then you should be more established in what you do, and maybe early 30s is like 40 is the new 30, something.
Okay, alright.
I'm not sure. People saying, oh, you should have a party. And I try not to attach any significance to it. So I try to just think of it as another birthday.
Yeah.
Then, but also I feel like it's quite an achievement.
Achievement?
Yeah.
In what sense? In what sense?
To have reached the age of 30 and to be 30 and hang on in there in life. I think that's quite good. So maybe it's good to have a party and celebrate.
Yeah. I will join you then.
Yeah.